This is my happy family, me, my husband, and my son. In the journey of my marriage for 15 years, the first 8 years, like a bullock cart, which took the speed of a bullet train, in 2016 was the arrival of my son. Let me take you to the little backpack. I was a fashion designer and I had opened several opportunities for me. But growing up in a mildly conservative family where we were not considered as bread makers but just brides, I had to curtail my designing dreams. I tied knot with my husband in the year 2009. पहले तो लोग कहने लगे शादी कर लो शादी कर लो शादी होती हम तो हमारे दो के डिमांड्स आने लग गए. So we had to start planning for our family. But my journey of becoming the mother was not an easy one. It wasn't like one fine day you wake up nausea and bingo, you are pregnant. No. After 6 months of my marriage, I was shifting from one gynecologist to another. डॉक्टर्स के क्लिनिक एंड टेस्टिंग सेंटर्स पर वेट करते करते दिन कैसे साल बन गए मुझे पता ही नहीं चला. और नेक्स्ट 6 years I couldn't conceive naturally. There was a series of drama. I was just trapped in the monthly cycle of expectations into disappointments. The hollowness within me grew so much that I isolated myself from everyone. I didn't catch up with my new mom friends. Nothing seemed to work for me. कहते हैं जहां दवा काम नहीं करती वहां दुआ काम करती है. मैंने हर मंदिर में माथे टेके कि मम्मी की चाची की बुआ की भतीजी से लेकर ससुर जी के भतीजे समथिंग सबसे जो मुझे टोटके मिले मैंने सब फॉलो किए. ज्यादा करवाए गए मुझसे बट हाथ कुछ भी नहीं लगा. There was a point when I started convincing my husband कि बच्चा अडॉप्ट कर लेते हैं. But eventually I came to know that one of my relatives have conceived through IVF after 20 years of their marriage. This kind of gave me a ray of hope. I thought of giving it a try. I was very scared of the painful procedure. IVF, commonly known as test tube baby. People those days kept it as a secret and they did not want to discuss much about it because of the stigma of not conceiving naturally. Finally, in the year September 2015, I signed up for my IVF treatment with a procedural time of 6 months. These 6 months were very crucial for me because the doctors were preparing my body. They were injecting me hormones injection. I was on complete medication. I was on laxatives. I was on zero oil diet so that they increase the chances of my success. Now as I'm talking in front of you about my IVF journey, every episode, like everything seems to be flashing in front of my eyes. I'm reliving those days. The day I was admitted to the hospital, the day of extraction, the day of implantation, the nervousness, the feeling of assurance, the feeling of hope, the fear of disappointment, everything was just knocking in my head right now. So finally my process was done. After my implantation, I was on my HCG blood level were tested and my sonography was done to find out that there was a little heartbeat there. I was venting in silence. I could just relate that heartbeat with mine. It was pure music, pure bliss. My family started celebrating. I was expecting her. My parents dropped in, they bought us hampers and everything was going so smooth. But यही कहानी में twist आ गया. जैसे मुझे खुद की ही नजर लग गई थी. That very night I started to bleed. I cannot say what I had gone through that night. Everything, that was the hardest night afterward. Everything seemed shattering down. I wanted to cry. I wanted to hug. My family they thought it's a horror of miscarriage. They were all shadowed by it. We celebrated too soon. Incessant prayers, we calling the doctors, infinite web searches, we were just finding ways that something could just reverse the situation. Luckily, after 2 hours, my bleeding stopped. Few days later, I went for a sonography again to find out that the heartbeat was intact and it was just a false alarm. I couldn't thank God enough for this. I promised myself that day that I will, no matter whatever happens on this earth, I will take care of this baby. I was so scared to tell people about my pregnancy that I hid myself in my room. I did not step out of my house for the next 7 months. I even missed to attend my cousin's wedding. What I wanted was just my baby in my hand. And finally, जैसे कहते हैं ना तपस्या का फल मिल गया. अक्टूबर 2016 शरद पूर्णिमा वाले दिन मेरा टुकड़ा मुझे मिल गया. मतलब उसका स्पर्श बिल्कुल रूही की तरह था. मैं बयान नहीं कर सकती कि उससे मुझे कितनी खुशियां हो रही थी. मतलब वैसे उसे पेट में सोनोग्राफी में देख सकती थी, अब मैं उसे अपने सामने देख पा रही थी. वो बिल्कुल ब्लू था. He was all warm. I just held him and I just kissed 4 times on his forehead because मेरे लिए वो सीन, वो मोमेंट में अभी खुद देख पा रही हूँ कि मैंने क्या किया था उस समय. I was finally a mother. The mother I was dreaming to become, I was finally that. Today here, I chose to speak about my IVF journey is to encourage couples to not lose hope. Also, I think it is my responsibility to tell that not all IVF work. IVF process is painful emotionally, physically, and it's draining financially. I was very lucky to get through first IVF, but I know women who fail to or are still struggling after 3 or 4 cycles. Planning, conceiving, carrying and delivering a baby isn't a child's play. You should communicate with your partner, seek for medical help, and take care of your physical and mental health. A woman gives everything for her child. So her nutrition, her everything what her needs is the essential thing that should be taken care of. I was very much sure that I wouldn't have tried the next cycle if I failed the first. So today I request everyone that that no one should go through the journey I have gone, but if luckily or unluckily you have to go through that, I hope that you are prepared for that, you take the knowledge of that, and may God be with you. Remember, women, never lose hope. You have the chance to change your destiny. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ritika. That was a very heartwarming story. I now call Vanisha Tibrewal to felicitate.